Expo. My name is Rachel. I'm the Denver brand ambassador for Happy. I've been with family for now, and we are excited to be here with you today. We're going to go through a lot of information about starting solids. We're going to talk about our products, and then when we're done here, we're going to head back to the booth. So we want to invite everybody to come back, and we can definitely answer some questions that come up back in our booth. But Happy Family Organics launched on Mother's Day in 2006 with the goal to change the trajectory of children's health through nutrition. We provide completely certified organic nutrition with thoughtfully curated ingredients for your baby, toddler, and kid. And we are really big on nutrition on the go. And let me introduce my partner here.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone at Prego Expo. My name is Eleanor. I am the Regional Brand Specialist for Happy Family here in Chicago. And everything that we have, Happy Family, all of our products are certified USDA organic, which means that we don't use any toxic, persistent pesticides. There's no artificial hormones. There's no GMOs. And we have this really great philosophy at Happy Family, and that is our enlightened nutrition philosophy. And basically, it's going beyond USDA certified organic standards. And because we know that everything that you feed your baby, especially those first few years, really has an impact on their overall development and also their brain development. And so it's really important to get those essential nutrients and those essential vitamins in their diet. So today, like Rachel said, we're going to share some really great products with you, everything you need to know to go starting solids. We're going to talk about all of our great online resources that we have at our website, which is happyfamilyorganics.com. We're going to talk about who these fabulous Happy Baby experts are that are available for all of your feeding questions. And we're going to talk about our Facebook page for parents, our Happy Parents Community Facebook page, which we would all love for you to join. And we're going to provide links to lots of great coupons and links to everything that we're talking about. So please look in the comments. And again, if you have any questions, please post those comments or questions. Okay, so let's talk about feeding from 0 to 6 months. Okay. So your baby's feeding journey is either going to begin with breast milk or formula or a combination of both. So breast milk or formula is going to be your baby's main source of nutrition and calories up to the age of 1. So we understand that, every feeding journey is different and that we support all of them because we have all been there. I myself am a mom of 3, so I have definitely been there. So the World Health Organization suggests that you breastfeed up until the age of 6 months, maybe up to 2 years, because there's such long-lasting benefits of breastfeeding to both you and your baby. So breast milk is really amazing because it naturally provides all the nutrition that your baby needs. And for, baby, there's a lot of great benefits such as, lower risk of childhood diseases and infections. And the breast milk actually helps increase that natural healthy gut bacteria in their gut. And plus, breast milk, it changes as your baby changes too, and your baby gets older. So it really is a great nutritional a thing for your baby. Now, to support those breastfeeding moms, we actually came up with a great lactation cookie. And our lactation cookies were developed with our Happy Baby experts who are registered dietitians as well as being, certified lactation specialists. And we came to them and said, what do lactating moms need? And so we've got some great ingredients in here. We've got brewer's yeast and flax, which provides omegas. So whatever you're getting when you're eating, then baby's going to get obviously through the breast milk. These cookies are dairy-free. You can get them on Amazon, and they're great because, like I said, they increase the nutritional content of your breast milk. They won't per se increase your milk supply, but they will increase your nutritional content. And we add some great nutrition to this, like DHA and iron and folic acid. So, these come in 2 different flavors. I'm holding up the cinnamon and oat flavor, and Rachel is holding up the chocolate oat and sea salt, which is really yummy. You can safely eat these cookies when you are pregnant too. So those that are that haven't had their baby yet, you can indulge in these. Of course, indulge in them after you have your baby too. A great nutritious snack. They are available on Amazon. And you get 10 in a box. And Rachel actually was holding up the cookie. Yeah, they all come individually packaged. So it's great that you can just kind of, store them next to your feeding chair that you're sitting in. And, I know that moms get tired and, it's the point where you've had the baby, and this is just a great nutritional snack for mom, and know that you're doing something great for your baby too. So these are our new Happy Mama lactation cookies. It's really, really great. So definitely try these on Amazon. So Rachel's going to go over some of the other great resources that we have on our website for breastfeeding moms.
Yeah, so our colleague Nicole has shared in the chat our Breastfeeding 101 guide, which is an excellent resource. On our website, we also have additional articles about topics like baby-led weaning and a whole host of other things. So while we understand that breastfeeding tends to be the preferred method of feeding your baby and all the benefits that go along with it, we also understand that life happens and things don't always go according to plan, and that we still have to feed our baby regardless. So Happy Family has stage 1 and stage 2 organic formula. It is modeled after human breast milk. We are going to share some information, and I think Nicole's got a couple resources she wants to share on this, but this is available in Target, Bye Bye Baby, and on Amazon. So this is a nice option. If you need it, it's there for you. Okay, so we're going to post, I think, a coupon, hopefully, for our formula. So Nicole's going to be throughout our talk today sharing lots of coupons and lots of resources. All the resources, you can download them and save them to your computer, and the same with the coupons. They can be used in any local store. There's that coupon. Awesome. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. Eleanor is going to take us through some initial signs to look for around when your baby is ready to start solids.
Oh, this is such a fun stage too. So at around the age of 6 months, your baby's going to be ready for solids. Now, the American Academy of Pediatrics says that around the age of 6 months, your baby is ready for solids. And it's really at this point that your baby's intestinal system, their gut, is ready to handle solids too. But just depending upon that, there's also a few signs of readiness too. So one of those signs of readiness is, can babies sit up by themselves? They can have, some assistance with the boppy, but basically, can they sit up by themselves? Really important too is, can baby keep their head up? Do they have enough neck muscles to keep their head up? Because you don't want baby's head dragging down like this, because it's more chance for choking. When you start feeding your baby's going to communicate to you with body language. And so they're going to communicate saying, can they turn their head from left to right? And that's really kind of telling, mom or dad of, no, I don't want any more, or yes, I do want more food. Is baby interested in your food? Babies are constantly watching us. They mimic us, actually. And so if you're sitting at the dinner table and you're chewing your food, sometimes baby will actually start chewing food, or they'll start picking food up, or they'll start opening their mouth. That's another sign of readiness. The last sign of readiness is the loss of the tongue thrust. And this is what it's like. So when mom has some food and they're putting it on a spoon, and we put the spoon in the baby's mouth, sometimes the baby will push it out kind of with their tongue a little bit. And it's really just kind of nature's way of preventing baby from choking. But eventually baby will understand, hey, mom or dad put some really good food at the end of that spoon, and I'm going to keep the food on my tongue and swallow it. And some babies just, they get this right away and they're super excited and they learn to keep the food in. And some babies will continue on with that tongue thrust. But keep at it and keep a smile on your face, because it's a little baby skill the baby's going to learn, but they will understand, and they'll keep the food in their mouth and they will swallow too. So those are a few signs of readiness. And we kind of have like a little fun little saying here at Happy Family, and it's under one just for fun. So what we mean by that is that, the introduction to solids is really important, so baby can be exposed to these different tastes and textures, and of course, baby skills like chewing and swallowing. But Also, don't stress about it. If they're not having one particular fruit or vegetable, don't worry about it, because again, that main source of nutrition that first year and their main source of calories is going to be breast milk or formula or a combination of both under the age of 1. So let's talk about, we always get the question, Rachel and I get the question, what should we start with? And, there's really no right or wrong food to start with. A lot of pediatricians and healthcare providers still recommend cereal. You can start with a vegetable or a fruit too. And really what we want to say, it has to be texture appropriate. So at this stage, really baby's only used to breast milk or formula. So whatever food you choose, make it very thin, almost like a soup consistency. And you'll see that, like if we do like a if you do like a cereal, like for instance, this is our single grain oatmeal cereal. This is gluten-free. And I always have people ask me, parents say, well, how do I give this to my child? So what you do is, if baby is breastfed, put a little breast milk in there. If they're formula fed, put a little formula, or you can use water too. Babies tend to reject what's foreign to them, so they're more apt to accept it if they have a little bit of flavoring of the breast milk or formula in there. And very thin. Don't make like a big bowl or anything like that. Baby's just going to have just a few tablespoons at first. Again, this is just for them to get used to having food in their mouth and tasting it and swallowing. So very thin soup consistency for your baby cereal. So that's our organic. It's wonderful because it has iron in there for brain development. And again, it's gluten-free. And then we have another baby cereal, and this one is Oats and Quinoa. And quinoa, again, is great because quinoa is an old ancient grain. It has, it's a complete protein. It has all the essential amino acids as like a meat, but it's a grain. So very filling for baby. And again, the same thing, you go ahead and put a little breast milk or formula or water in there to serve this to your baby. And Rachel's going to talk about a couple other options you can do for one of your first foods too.
Yeah, just another point on the cereal. The cereal is a reclosable zipper seal bag.
Yes.
So when you're making it, you just want to make a little tiny, your baby's tummy is so little at this age, a little tiny amount, Ziploc it, and then save it for future uses.
Yes.
So the other option to start with would be a puree. So you can start with a fruit or vegetable puree. This one is green beans. It is a stage 1. We mark on our jars and our snacks the stage and the appropriate milestone. This is a stage 1. Which means it's a one single ingredient. This one is organic green beans and water, and that is it. You can't really see it, but if you were a little bit closer, it's a very liquidy, watery consistency. So again, it's designed to mimic the texture that they're used to, which is milk, which is a liquid, but you're starting to build in some more flavors. So if you start with a single grain, a single vegetable puree, you can start with a pouch or a jar. You want to start with one ingredient and give it a couple days, make sure there's no reaction. If you start with the green beans, try it for 2 or 3 days, and then you can move on to carrots, pears, just about any of the single ingredients. Now, once you have initiated and introduced the single ingredients, you can move into a stage 2, which will start getting a little bit thicker consistency. So you're working up to finger foods and snacks, and this will mix 2 or more ingredients. So the other nice thing about these jars and the pouches is you can refrigerate them for about 24 hours. So if you open this and you try to give your baby a couple bites and baby's not having it, you would put the lid on, put it back in the refrigerator and bring it out later. Some experts say that it takes between 12 and 15 times of introducing a food to your baby before they accept it. So don't get frustrated. Try it later. Try it a few times that day. Try it a few times the next day and keep going through that. The other option that we have for the first purees would be our clearly crafted pouches. We were the first ones to do the clear panel. On the back, we include the recipe, so you can see exactly what has gone into it and try to replicate it at home if you like. And we also talk about our relationship with our organic farmers. So these are a really nice resource. These are easy on the go. You can, same thing, close the cap, put it back in the refrigerator. And these have ingredients like bananas, sweet potatoes, and papayas. This one is apples, pumpkins, and carrots. So it's starting to mix ingredients together, different flavor profiles, fruits and veggies. and also bringing in some of that enlightened nutrition that we talked about at the start of the presentation to help baby get exposed to a lot of different tastes and ingredients and kind of move through that flavor profile. A couple more tips. Don't try to feed your baby when they're hungry. So baby's just woken up from a nap. It's normally time to eat. Now is not the time to try to introduce a cereal or a spoon and new textures and new flavors. We always give baby a little kind of take that edge off, wait about 30 minutes, and then when they're calm and happy and not starving, that's a great time to try to introduce some new foods. We also recommend letting baby play with the spoon. You know, learning to have a spoon in your mouth and take food off of your spoon is a big skill for a little baby. So you can have one on the tray for them to play with and hold and kind of get familiar with, and you've got one for you to feed your baby. So those are a couple tips. I know we posted a couple coupons in there. There's a lot of questions coming in. When we are done, we're going to go right back to our booth, and we would be happy to answer any questions. And great question, Alyssa. Pouches, generally about 6 months is when you're going to start all of these. So right around 6 months is when the American Association of Pediatric recommends starting any solid food. So you can start with a cereal or a single puree, single fruit or vegetable puree. All right, Eleanor, should we talk about some of our new products?
Yeah, let's talk about our new products too. So we have we know that a lot of American, especially babies, kids, even adults too, are not getting enough vegetables. And so we came up with a veggie only pouch. This is a stage 2. So stage 1 means just your single ingredient. Stage 2 means you're combining like a fruit or vegetable or 2 vegetables together that you know you're not allergic to. So we've combined like broccoli and carrots. This is with olive oil and garlic, okay? And Rachel's holding up some of our other, we call these our Savory Blends. There's 1.5 servings of vegetables in each pouch. And again, we give you the recipe on the back so you can track how much vegetables your baby is eating. And you can also replicate if you wanted to, you know, to try to make this at home too. But it's really great because it kind of goes back to that enlightened nutrition philosophy that we're adding avocado oil, olive oil, oregano, nice spices that adults would eat, but we're also kind of influencing in their food palette for life here with the baby and just exposing them to lots of different flavors and unsalted. These are great because, you know, babies don't need all that salt. So these are unsalted. And we actually have a new pouch too. This one is called our Farm for the Future Regenerative pouch. You know, everything we have at Happy Family is organic. We have a really close relationship with all of our farmers. And so these pouches in particular, actually we work with farmers that use farming practices that actually help reverse climate change. They're doing the composting. They're introducing all those pollinators back. And so these pouches are fabulous. This particular flavor that I have is apples and carrots. Again, you can see through the pouch. You can see right through, very clear. We were the first company to come up with this clear see-through pouch, and the recipe is on the back. And so these are fabulous. So again, stage 2. And one thing that we get one question with parents too is, you know, when you're introducing like a puree, go ahead and put it into like squeeze it into or put from the jar in a bowl and then feed your baby from that. So don't feed directly from the jar because you're kind of, you know, you're dipping it and then you're feeding your child, you're dipping it. So you just want to kind of keep it non-contaminated. And so, you know, squeeze it, your pouch like on a spoon. And again, let your baby explore all of these flavors too. You can even put a little food on the tray table. And so baby can kind of use their fingers to go ahead and taste the food themselves and to actually start that whole process of self-feeding too, which we're going to go and we're going to talk about with Rachel.
Yeah, so we've got about 5 minutes left before I get into the exciting stuff, which is the snacks and the self-feeding. Nicole shared a link for our Happy Parents community. We want to invite you all, and if anybody's just joining us, come join us in Happy Parents community on Facebook. It is a wonderful resource. We have a ton of behind the scenes exclusive offers and giveaways and information, just a ton of support. So please join us there. Okay, so let's talk about snacking. So you've been through a lot of the purees, baby's getting more comfortable with some thicker textures. We're moving maybe from a stage 1 to a stage 2 jar. We've mixed some different ingredients. At this point, and there's certain signs of readiness, you want to make sure your baby can sit up, hold their head, turn side to side. When they're crawling, they can push their whole body up and get their tummy off of the ground. Those are signs that your baby might be ready to start moving into self-feeding and some snacking. And you always want to make sure that these first few feedings you are watching and you're present, and if you have concerns, you're speaking to your doctor. That's really the best resource at this stage. But as we move into snacking, we've got a lot of options to choose from. Some of our more common ones are the puffs. If anybody has other children or nieces, nephews, I'm sure you've seen these. These puffs are great for self-feeding because they're little small O's that you can put a couple on their tray table as they're sitting in the high chair, or you're preparing meals, or you're feeding the family. And they can start working on their hand-eye coordination and pinching the little O's and getting it up to their mouth, which is a big skill for a little baby. The other nice thing about the puffs is they will dissolve right in your baby's mouth. So there's no need to chew them. They can just kind of gum them, suck them, and then swallow them. And these come in about 6 different flavors. And they also have the addition of choline in them, which we know choline leads to eye and brain development. This goes back to our enlightened nutrition philosophy. We're continually trying to feed not only your baby's tummy, but feed their brain. We know brain development is so important in this stage, and we're the only brand that puts choline in the puffs. So those are a great first snack. Additionally, we have the Yogi Melts, which have been around forever. I've got a bag of the creamies here I can show you. The yogurt, there's the Yogi. So that's a yogurt-based snack, dairy-based. And then we have the creamies, which is a non-dairy version made of coconut milk. And these are the same properties. These are little small freeze-dried O that when you put it in your mouth, it'll actually dissolve in your baby's mouth. So they don't need to have teeth or really understand how to chew yet. They can suck it, gum it, and then swallow it down. So those are really good first snacks. This is a new snack. This is kind of the next stage up from the puffs. These are our snackers. These just came out within the last year. These came along with our Veggie line. So these are little X's and O's. They're gluten-free. They come in these 2 flavors. They're available at Target and Amazon right now. But these are just a little bit crunchier. They still kind of have that dissolving property to it, but you definitely want to make sure that your baby is able to chew as you get up into these. But these have a reclosable lid, organic and gluten-free. Lots of options for snacking. Okay, just to give you guys a really quick, a little extra information, all of our products are available in all the stores. We have a really helpful store locator if you're looking for something very specific. But otherwise, all the major stores, Target, Bye Bye Baby, all the grocery lines, Walmart, Amazon, of course. You can find kind of bits and pieces and the whole line at Target and Amazon. So that is helpful. Okay.
Experts.
Yes, I know. We're running out of time.
Okay.
2 minutes.
We'll do a quick plug. So our Happy Baby experts are registered dietitians as well as being lactation consultants. 7 days a week. Hop onto our website, happyfamilyorganics.com. You'll see a prompt that will say, let's chat. You can go online, ask a question online. It's completely free, confidential, no registration, no appointments needed. And you will get a true great information, again, from registered dietitians. If you have questions about breastfeeding, formula feeding, picky toddlers, starting solids questions. And actually, our Happy Baby experts will come on to our Happy Parents community Facebook page and do lots of great free webinars like Breastfeeding 101 and Starting Solids 101. So great resource.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have on our website at our Learning Center a ton of information. We have over 300 articles who have been written by our Happy Baby experts from topics ranging from when you first get home, breastfeeding, latching, up to starting solids, picky toddlers. It has a ton of meal plans, recipe guides, baby-led weaning. I mean, just every topic you could look for these first couple years of your baby's life. So our website has a ton of information. Eleanor, do you have a baking mix on hand?
Oh, I do not actually. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have one either. We have our new baking mixes that neither one of us have to show you. Those are available at Target. There's two flavors. There's a waffle and pancake mix and a cinnamon muffin mix. Really easy. You just can add water or a pouch to them and have like really easy on the go snacks for your baby. Breakfast.
I will get
like
those
to go ahead
baking
and break
mixes.
them.
If you guys join us in our booth after this, I will get those baking mixes, I promise, and we can show them to you. And they are awesome muffins, so good, and no sugar added, and they're really great muffins. So easy, just add water.
Yes. All right, come back, meet us back at our booth. We're going to do a giveaway and answer some questions. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
So much